I really feel like these girls are going to have to learn not to play with Angie, and they're going to have to learn the hard way. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 6, episode 4. This is episode 4, right? Yeah, this is 4. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button for me. You can also go to the comment section and hit the hype feature. Y'all, I am only 40 subscribers away from 6K. Just 40. Help me out. Go ahead and hit subscribe. I see y'all searching my name. You don't have to search for me, baby. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to hit the hype button. When you go to the comment section of a video, there is an option to scroll to the right and hit the hype button. The hype button is something that helps us small content creators get pushed out into the algorithm. So, you know, I only have 6K. I could definitely use a push, and I would greatly appreciate you all. Also, I have a membership. And I really quickly wanted to give my members a shout out because I want y'all to know how much I bang with y'all and appreciate you really quickly. A huge shout out to JC, Indigo Child, So Iconic, Miss Dominique, Aqua Girl, LOL, Lana, Aisha B, This Cat Rocks, Alex, Lauren Jackson, Hot Commodity, Melanated and Tatted, Jabril Saul, Callie Steve, Charlene, Miss Cookie Ray, Desna, DMS, Robert Rosencrantz, Eloise, and Monique King. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. So listen, I love everybody in Scotch Gang, but I just wanted to show some extra appreciation to my members. I will have my membership linked in the description. You can support your girl for just a cup of coffee every month, just $5 every month to help me with the maintenance of this channel. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. All right, so we start this episode where we left off, which is Whitney storming off, and Lisa and Angie are now going back and forth at the table. So they get into this conversation about what Angie owns. Lisa is claiming that Angie only owns 1.5 salons when she claims that she owns 10. And Angie is like, listen, I own 3 salons, the rest are franchised. Why are you down in my pocketbook? Y'all, when Angie said to Lisa, I do franchise, you do french fries. Listen, y'all are gonna learn to stop playing on Angie's name. Just stop it. Baby, when I tell you Angie be reading these girls and she leaves them gasping for breath every time, why do y'all keep playing with her? Mary didn't catch what Angie said to Lisa. So Heather and Mary kind of have a sidebar, and Heather's like, well, she said, you know, I do franchise, she does french fries. And Mary was like, oh, that was good. Angie is saying to Lisa, listen, I don't even understand why you're promoting Kerastase when you've never promoted your own son's grooming line. Your marketing is horrible. She said it's a C-level product and it belongs in Walmart and not on my shelf next to the Kerastase. Baby, when I tell you that took Lisa's breath away. Lisa immediately started yelling and calling Angie jealous. Why is that the thing that they always jump to? What is there to be jealous of, Lisa? She's responding to you, to what you said, and now, oh, you're jealous. What? I don't understand how it is that you can just throw out there like, oh, you only own 1.5 business. But when she says that you're not even promoting your son's line, this is about you. It's not about your son. She's not talking about your son. She's not talking about your business. She's talking about the way you are helping your son run his business. So now she's going to twist it into, oh, you were talking about my son. You brought up my son. And it's like, Angie's like, listen, girl, don't count my coin. Don't worry about what I got going on down in my pocketbook. Worry about how you can further your business. Now, I didn't think that what Angie said was that low. You got Meredith jumping in and saying, well, you can admit that that wasn't a nice thing to say. Well, it wasn't nice for Lisa to say that Angie only owns 1.5 business. So I don't get how Lisa is a victim here when Angie is just firing back at her. Meredith, I think you need to shut your mouth. And then, of course, you got Hulk Hogan jumping in to defend Lisa and saying that Angie went low, calling it a C-level product. And then she's saying, Lisa, you were wrong too. Listen, Heather, we don't need you jumping in to defend Lisa. Lisa has a mouth. Lisa's a grown woman. She can defend herself. She needs to get quicker on her feet when it comes to Angie. Quietly, all of y'all do. Anybody who's going to go up against Angie or Mary or Bronwyn, y'all need to be faster on your feet. Those are the top 3 readers of this show. They the ones. They them ones. Y'all, Lisa starts crying again. I don't like it when these girls play victim after they throw shit at Angie and then her mouth gets going and now all of a sudden it's tears. Lisa tells Heather that she is Heather's biggest champion. Would you tell the person that you are championing that they're really not that girl like that, that their life doesn't measure up, that you don't do what I do? Imagine me telling the person that I'm friends with, girl, you're really not that girl like that. You don't do what I do. Your homegirls don't do what I do. I'm that girl. I'm really that one. Can you imagine? Like, I just, and then Heather eats it up. Heather eating out of Lisa's hands. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So in the next scene, we have Whitney Rose and her husband. Her husband is installing a stripper pole into the house once again, and she's just recalling on her memories of when she first got her stripper pole. And she's like, Justin, do you remember how it was such a scandal and it was tea when I first got the pole, and all of the moms in carpool were talking about it and I didn't really care, like it was just my thing. So she wants her stripper pole back. She wants to get back to the essence of Whitney, which is Whitney on this pole. I just thought it was such a kiki that Whitney was saying,
you know, I really love it that my businesses failed because I felt like it was a sign from God to get back to the things I actually wanted to do.
Girl, it was a sign from God to get back on the pole. Whitney is a kiki. She's funny. And this was a part of the reason that Whitney was one of my favorites in the very beginning before she betrayed Mary. Whitney just be saying silly stuff. And I like her. I like her. She's a real ass bitch for that. Anyway, in the next scene, we have Lisa and Bronwyn meeting up at Avita Tequila Lounge. I really didn't take a whole lot from this scene, but I'm glad that Bronwyn called Lisa out on saying that she sucks dick, insinuating that she's a whore when she is literally a housewife. You are on Housewives. This show is about kept women. So yeah, her husband takes her on shopping sprees, lets her run up the American Express, and she's gonna suck a little bit of dick in gratitude. Like, what are we saying here? You said it as if it was an insult. She's been married to this man for a minute now. You know good and damn well that you were implying something else. I really don't appreciate how Lisa always deflects. She refused to acknowledge the way she comes off. Trying to deny, oh, I wasn't saying that you were a hoe. Like, girl, what was the implication? What would one deduce from that? I can't stand when a bitch can't own their stuff. Just own your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you saying. You know what you said and you know how you meant it. So just stand on it. Now you in my face, you want to cop a plea? Now you didn't mean that? In the next scene, we have Mary and her cousin, Big Joe, meeting up at the church. Mary had on all purple. I love a monochromatic moment. She had this huge eggplant purple Birkin. I really feel like purple is a power color for Mary. Mary has been renovating her church and she will be reopening. So Mary is having a conversation with Big Joe and they start recalling on memories. And we learned that Mary's mother was under the impression that she would take over the church when it was clear that her grandmother, aka Big Mama, wanted Mary to have the church. And I think that this caused further chaos and confusion for Mary and her mother's relationship. This is all, you know, very it's strange to me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't know nothing about that. I can't speak to. I mean, listen. If my grandmother asked me to marry her nigga, it would be a swift hell no. But then it's like, you think about these situations where people are trying to keep money in the family, and they have strange ways of doing it. So uh, I don't know. Apparently, the cops were called, and Mary's mother got escorted out. That's what I got from what Big Joe said. Also, Mary's mother put out articles about her lies and hurtful things. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough to end on a bad note with your mom, and your mom expected to get the inheritance and get the church and get married to her mother's husband. Like, oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I just feel like that's such a bad position to put your family in. Like, was there no other way to, I mean, you know what it is? I'm thinking that Mary's grandmother felt like, okay, this man is going to go off and marry somebody else, and someone else, some other woman will inherit what I built. And she didn't want that. So she's like, put it in the will. Yeah. In the next scene, we have Angie at her salon, and Heather goes to meet up with her. Angie said that her cosmetology license lapsed years ago, and she had to go retake the test with all the mannequins. Listen, one thing about me, I do not play about getting my cosmetology license renewed. Every couple of years, they'll send you a notification to your email like, hey girl, it's about to expire in a couple of months. Baby, I get online ASAP and renew that thing. I do not play. Shout out to the class of 2016, the Paul Mitchell dolls, okay? So Angie is putting these perm rods in Heather's hair. We get a flashback of Lisa sending her assistant to Angie's salon to pick up her son's product. So Angie is like, well, it's no longer on the shelf. Let me go down to storage to get it. I thought that was so funny. So Lisa apparently sent her some money, and Angie's whole thing is like, well, you probably should have sent me $600. And Lisa fired back saying something nasty about her using somebody else's credit card. Listen, I don't know why Lisa's throwing that out. I don't really know what that means. Angie doesn't give me that she's using somebody else's credit card. Angie looks like money. Angie gives that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's really that girl for real. And she doesn't have to scream it from the rooftops like Lisa. Lisa's whole thing with money and everything she got going on is all sus to me. Oh, I have so much money. I've got the best lawyers. Nobody has better lawyers than me. I work with all these people. I work with Ben Affleck. I work with Blake Lively. Nobody else works with celebrities like me. Nobody's the caliber of business owner that I am. Nobody's better than me. Girl, I really don't care for how Heather continues to defend Lisa in this moment. Angie is like, listen, everybody has nice hair. Just because you dyed your hair bowling ball black. Angie just be saying silly ass stuff. She's funny. She's a kiki. And, Angie said bowling ball black, and that triggered Heather. She feels so taken aback, and she's like, oh, see, you just slammed her right there. She slammed her for saying that her hair is bowling ball black? Heather, shut up.
Shut up, girl! Shut up!
When I tell you I'm so damn sick of Heather, and it's just annoying the shit out of me because, again, I keep saying this, when we first started this show, Heather used to be my girl. Heather really used to be my favorite. It was her, Whitney, and Mary because, baby, when I tell you Mary used to be lining Jen Shaw up. In the next scene, we have Whitney meeting up with Britney. We get a confessional look from Britney that I thought was very cute. It was kind of like a long lob, but it was very blunt. It was a beautiful cut, and the hair was perfectly curled. I love the python. I'm thinking it was a dress that she had on. The only thing I would have tweaked about this look, I wish that Britney had on some jewelry, but I think that she looked really good in that moment. Anyway, Whitney and Britney apologized for the hurtful things that they had said to each other. Cool. I did like the fringe suede jacket that Whitney had on in the scene as well. Britney says that she and Jared are working towards getting engaged again, and she mentioned that her daughter doesn't want her choosing a man over her again. but it's really hard. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I'm really trying with Britney. I like what she brings to the show. I really do. I think she's a great addition, but I am having a hard time with this deadbeat mother stuff. I think that that is absolute abhorrent, repugnant behavior, and I can't get behind it. This man treats you like shit on a stick, and you have forsaken your child for that man. Now, I don't give a damn how good he treats you, right? Because if he were, the caliber of man that you thought that he really was, he would be encouraging you to have a relationship with your child. He would be helping you try to foster that relationship with your child. That's not a good man. He only cares about himself. He only cares about the cameras. That's what it gives to me. And, again, you forsaken your child for this man, for anybody really. Britney, I'm telling you right now, you are going to pay for that. You're going to have to pay. Either way, you're going to pay for it. The fact that Whitney had to grab you by your shoulders and look you in your face and say, this is out of order. This is your child. You need to be prioritizing your daughter, and you're lucky that she even gave you the opportunity to be able to fix this. The fact that Whitney had to grab you and hold you by your shoulders, I wish she would have shaken you. She should have shaken you up. In the next scene, we have Bronwyn in her living room with her mother. Now, Gwen is stepping out with her boyfriend. They're going bowling. Now, the conversation comes up about how Gwen is the same age as Bronwyn when Bronwyn got pregnant. So Bronwyn is openly acknowledging that they're around the same age. You would think that Bronwyn would be a little bit more aware of the cycle that she potentially has a hand in creating, but it kind of just is what it is, right? Because later on in the scene, we get the idea that if it were to happen with Bronwyn's daughter, Gwen, Bronwyn would be a supportive grandparent, which I can't be mad at that. Kids are going to have sex. Teenagers are going to have sex. You have to equip them with the tools, make sure that they know about condoms and protecting themselves and things like that, because they get curious about sex. Teenagers get curious about sex. They're going to be in situations. You have to equip them. You can't make sex and pleasure something to be ashamed of, because it makes them more curious. It makes them want to lean into it more. Y'all, I think that Bronwyn's mother is really nasty. I think that's a nasty woman. Okay? Now, Bronwyn, I like you, girl. I do. But I'm going to be swinging your mammy every which way but loose this season. I can feel it in my spirit. I already know. It's like you keep badgering this girl and browbeating her about how wrong it was for her to get pregnant at the time that she did. And, I would have never believed that you would have been smoking and having premarital sex. Shit happens. Bronwyn is not the first teen pregnancy ever. So, I get the idea, I get the feeling that she continues to punish Bronwyn over this decision that she made almost 20 years ago. Gwen is a college student walking around. She got a whole boyfriend. She got her nigga living in the house with her. When are you going to get the fuck over it? You need to get over it. And the fact that you keep constantly beating it into her head that she did something wrong, and it's like, baby, Bronwyn Mammy would have to get the fuck about my house. Yeah, she would. Yeah, you would have to go and stay down in memory care with your husband. Sell the house and go find an apartment to live. You would have to be somewhere that's not my motherfucking house talking to me like that. When do people say enough is enough? When does enough become enough, even under my own roof? Listen. I don't do well with people talking to me greasy, mother or not. Okay? Listen, it's been times when me and my mom went head to head, and she had to hear some hard things about herself. And sometimes I think that as a child, it does you justice to be able to tell your mother that hard thing. Because sometimes the reality of the situation is Nobody can get a parent together quite like a child can. In the same way that nobody can get a child together like a parent. But sometimes you gotta get your mammy together. Bronwyn, you gonna have to get your mammy together. Or she gonna have to get the fuck out. How about you get the fuck out?
How about you get the fuck out?
Shout out to Mariah Carey. When Bronwyn's mother said, well, just because I didn't say, oh, you're so wonderful and you're so amazing, that doesn't mean that I don't think you are. She sounded so stupid saying that to me, because here you are saying all of these negative things to her, making her feel low. You see why Bronwyn is slouched over and crouched and she's a shell of herself. Because her God, her mother, her vessel into this world, her portal into this world continues to beat her down. I could get a little bit deeper in, you know what, let me just go there. Something that I learned within African traditional religions, okay, and this thing got nothing to do with, but anyway, something that I learned in studying ATRs is that your mom to you can be like the most powerful being, like, on this earth, right? You can be a priestess, you can be a pastor, you can be whatever. You can have all of the protections in life on earth that you could ever ask for. But if your mother is speaking negatively against you, if your mother is coming against you, your shit is a wrap. Your mother can take you out with the shit that she's on. Shout out to Maisha of Cognac and Conjure. I learned that from her. But moms don't even realize like how powerful they are in certain situations. Like that is literally your vessel. That's your God. That's how you came into this space. It's like, how can you say all of this negative and all of this nastiness about this girl, but you expect her to know that you think she's amazing and wonderful? Bronwyn mammy gotta get the fuck on. She gotta get the fuck on somewhere with this shit. Next scene, we have Meredith and Angie meeting up at a cafe. So Angie is telling Meredith about what happened at the salon. Basically, Lisa's sending her people to pick up the Wolf products. Meredith says, well, you should give Lisa a little bit of grace because things involving children get sensitive. And Angie is saying to Meredith, look, when you and I had our falling out, Lisa was encouraging me to dig up stuff about you and your relatives.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, okay.
I love that Angie woke that moment up because I absolutely believe that Lisa would do something like that. I'm really fucking with Angie again this season. Angie's taking it. She is a top tier housewife. She gives us the things that we need. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's quick on her feet. She reads these girls. She doesn't let anybody back her into a corner.
She's drag.
She is. She's professional and she looks beautiful.
Love that. Now, do I believe that Lisa encouraged Angie to dig up stuff about Meredith? I absolutely do. Yes, I sure do. Meredith is like, well, I'm going to have to talk to Angie about this. And Angie's like, go right on ahead. I like a bitch who can stand on her shit, too.
If you want to know what a motherfucking boss looks like, bitch, you looking at one. A bitch that handles big business.
I like that about Angie. Next week, we get a preview of Mary saying that she's done with Angie. And I am not looking forward to that because I am team Angie and Mary. I really enjoy their friendship. But in any case, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this one. You already know that I want to hear from you. Now, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.